Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for a new book from DSTLRY, White Boat #1. This is a new book from DSTLRY Comics, as I mentioned. This is going to be written by Scott Snyder with Francesco Francavilla on art and colors and world design on letters. We have Will Dennis as the editor, Tyler Jennis on assistant edit, and the book design by Emma Price, which, let me tell you, I really liked the imagery that is portrayed in just the title, like with the little sigils. As a fan of the Fifth Element and things like that, like I really love when they throw in just these little weird things, and especially from the cover. Let me pull that back up. Like just the idea that underwater the world is completely different, and you see like the tentacles of this creature or whatever that mysticism could be. The floating eye. There's a lot of really cool imagery. I think Francesco Francavilla's main cover tells you a lot more about the book than you can realize after, especially after you read it. So let me give you a quick synopsis before we get into the review. From the acclaimed team behind Detective Comics and Night of the Ghoul comes a modern horror classic. White boats are the mega yachts that the super rich use to traverse the globe, floating islands where your every desire can be fulfilled. And getting invited on board one should be a dream come true. That is until the crew traps and transports you to a remote island where secret cults have existed for millennia, working on something called the Human Project. Does the white boat uh, ship you to paradise or sink you into the hell on earth? White Boat reunites Scott Snyder, the visionary writer, who redefined comic dread by doing witches and introduced Batman into a terrifying cerebral era, with modern noir master Francisco Francavilla for a wide knuckle descent into a Lovecraftian maritime madness. That was a lot. That was a lot to get through, but thanks for bearing with me. This is for fans of Hereditary, The Host, Jurassic Park, and The Island of Dr. Moreau. Now, a lot of the DSTLRY books have the Hereditary as one of the movies that they kind of references the vibes from, which is really interesting. But Jurassic Park and The Island of Dr. Moreau is something that really caught my eye. So, um, let me tell you this. This is definitely a horror comic. It's definitely has a lot of elements of a thriller story, a mystery that continues to unfold. Um, I love the pace of this, right? The first issue is around 54 pages or so. And because of the size of the book and the art style, uh, they managed to really pack in so much backstory into one place. Uh, Francavilla has always had this way of using color and light in a way that really brings you in, like really builds a great atmosphere. And I think Scott Snyder just giving you what seems to be like a relatable story to begin with, and then things start to decay and get a little weird, little by little. I think that's a really fun way to approach the storytelling. So I really enjoyed this book. I'm very excited to see where this goes. I really want to know, the character that we follow throughout all these events. They've suffered great loss, and now we get to see them as they try to live out the rest of their life, but now they're kind of being pulled into this weird situation. I think the concept of the white boat containing almost like multitudes, like it feels really interesting. And I think all throughout my reading, I kept thinking like, does this have a supernatural element to it, or am I just bringing in my own biases towards a story like this into it? And at this point, I still don't know. Let me tell you, after reading the whole thing, I still don't know. I'm leaning very heavily into the supernatural, but I also feel like they could really go ahead and explain a lot of this stuff, and I think go back. So let me pull up some of the preview art so you can see some of the stuff I'm talking about. As I mentioned here, we see Lee, our main character. He's lost in this white ship. He's exploring it, and like I said, I love Francavilla's use of color, or the lack of it, like the light, the different angles here. They really make you feel like you're trapped and you're lost, especially that last panel at the end as he's running into that tunnel. He walks in, and just the way that the lens of the, if you will, of a camera with like just a little bit askew, right? and then just going further and further into the darkness. If I saw that hole going in there, I would never ever want to know. Like I would never want to go in there. So like, yeah, this just really kind of builds and crescendos into um, a big reveal that will leave you like, what the hell is happening? The book is paced very well. It's broken up into these little chapters, which I think help you as a reader find a point to kind of collect your thoughts. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I know that distillery books are for collectors are hard. I mean, sometimes they're hard to find, but also like you never know because of the oversized format, like what you're gonna end up doing with them. But I highly recommend you check this out, whether it's in the physical form, the digital form. It's a great story, especially if you're a fan of like thriller and horror comics, and even like it feels also, I guess, kind of sci-fi-ish as well. I don't know if it's full on. There's some really cool covers as well. You see them at the end of the video, including a Ryan Stegman cover that I really hope I can eventually find. So, if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments, as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.